This is Transforce96 here. In the video, I'm going to be talking about two new figures that were shown from SH Figuarts, and that being the Suicide Squad Joker and Harley Quinn. So yeah, this is very exciting. I'm super pumped for Suicide Squad. I think that it looks great. I'm a big villains fan. I'm a big Harley Quinn fan. So this movie really does just fit what I like perfectly. So I'm very excited for the merchandise, as you might expect. And every time they show something new from Suicide Squad being toy related, I am always very excited. This is exciting on its own because it is SH Figuarts doing a DC line. They've done the Injustice line before based on the game. However, they actually haven't done a single movie DC line from what I'm aware. So this is quite exciting that they did decide to start here with Suicide Squad. And yeah, I'm looking forward to these figures a lot. Starting off with Joker, which I think is by far the least impressive of the two. This Joker figure looks decent. The head sculpt doesn't look perfect. I can certainly see the resemblance to Jared Leto's Joker. However, I've seen people complain about how big the forehead is, and when you do look at it, the forehead is quite large. So I think that they haven't nailed the head sculpt there at all. The actual costume that they went with, we haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know how much time he's going to spend in this costume. However, I would definitely prefer one of his different looks instead, like the shirtless look where he escapes from Arkham, or the kind of purple crocodile jacket that he has, I think is a visually more interesting choice. This suit, I don't think is necessarily too interesting for the Joker. However, I do think it looks nice, but I think that they could have gone with a better, more Joker-like costume. He comes with two pink guns. I haven't seen him use those guns in the trailers or in the set photos or anything like that, so who knows when he'll actually be using those, but they do look nice. He comes with a couple of bracelets, it looks like, and the articulation, of course, looks great. SH Figuarts does great articulation. Get a close-up on that head sculpt, and another shot of him. Very nice. Overall, looks like a decent figure. I don't know if I'm going to be getting this one. I'm really going to have to pick and choose between my Jokers, considering he wears so many different costumes. I'll have to really decide which costumes I feel are worth getting and from what company. But we'll see. I might end up picking up this Joker, but at the moment, I'm not too stoked for it. This Harley Quinn, on the other hand, I am extremely excited for. I think that it looks absolutely excellent. Let's just get you the best picture to start off with. So very cool. Overall, this looks like an excellent figure. I think that just from SH Figuarts, they really nailed it. First of all, the head sculpt looks perfect. Much better than I would have expected a 6-inch scale company to be able to produce. I think that head sculpt matches her personality perfectly, obviously, with the smiling, almost kind of like yelling face sculpt. I like that a lot. I like the fact that it does have a really strong expression. And then the actual just likeness to Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, I think is excellent. It really does look like her, especially from a dead-on shot like this. It completely looks like the character right out of the movie. So I would highly applaud them for their excellent face sculpt. Because usually Figuarts, their faces are okay, but they're always that, kind of 6-inch, not perfect look. But this is just like identical. So I'm very impressed with the head sculpt. I think that it looks fantastic. The actual figure itself looks excellent. Looks like it has some great articulation. I like the way that they kind of dirtied up the shirt. They've got the holes. The wrinkles look really natural. The legs, I've seen people complain that the legs are so pale. However, that's just kind of to represent the fact that she has that fishnet design that goes throughout her legs, which does shadow her legs a lot in the movie, so her legs won't have the same color as the rest of her skin. So I think that this does represent it quite well. Maybe it's a bit too gray, but I really don't. I don't mind it at all. We'll have to see how evenly the fishnet is painted. That could be something that doesn't come across very well. It actually looks like they didn't paint the fishnet just from this image. I don't really see any black over the lines. It does look like they sculpted it, but they just didn't paint it. So I'm not quite sure. Whatever they did, it looks good though. So I'm happy with it. And you can see the little designs of the things that she drew on her legs, which I think looks very cool. The boots look very nice, very well painted, and then the jacket itself looks really nice, and the way that it's kind of like a rubber piece that kind of goes over her shoulders, and then the actual arms themselves are just a sculpted jacket piece, looking very nice. I prefer her look without the jacket though. Just when multiple times in the trailers and the set photos we see her without the jacket, I think that looks better. So I would have preferred that they went with that look. However, this is still very nice, and I think that it does look really good. The glove looks nice, and her bracelets with the The spikes on them look really cool. She's obviously going to come with her signature bat, which looks very cool. Who knows if she'll come with any more accessories. She does seem to have the holster on, however, I don't see a gun in the holster, so who knows if she'll actually come with the gun. I hope she does. We definitely see her use it in the movie, and hopefully that articulation is really good. I'm not quite sure if the thigh articulation is going to be great. It looks like they've attempted to hide the joint very well, which looks awesome, but I don't know if it's going to be super functional. However, all the joints seem to be really well hidden, especially that knee joint. Very nicely well hidden with the top of the knee kind of covering it. It might look strange when she has her knee bent, however, with the straight legs just like this, it looks perfect. So overall, I think this looks like an absolutely gorgeous, excellent figure, completely well executed, and the face sculpt is really mind-blowing. I'm very surprised that they can get it to look that good at that scale. So very nice. I'm dying for this figure. Absolutely will be buying it 100%. Comparing it very quickly to the DC Direct one, or DC Collectibles one, as you can see, the Figuarts one looks miles ahead of it. The only thing that I think that I like about the DC Collectibles one better, well, first of all, she doesn't have the jacket on, which I like better, but also they really did paint the fishnet areas really nice. I think that does look good. But other than that, I mean, just leaps and bounds is the Figuarts one. Looks so much better. Like, compare the face sculpts, it's out of this world better. So very cool. I will be getting both of those Harley Quinns, but I am much more excited for this one. Definitely going to be a day one pre-order for me. Very excited for when it goes up on pre-order, and just very excited in general that the SH Figuarts is doing a DC movie, and especially that they're doing Suicide Squad, since that's the movie that I'm so excited for. So very cool. I'm super stoked for this. I would love if they did a different version of Harley Quinn with a different expression, maybe chewing gum, and then without the jacket. I think that would have been awesome. I doubt they'll do that though, but that would be really cool, and I do hope that they continue the line with other members of the Suicide Squad. I'd definitely be interested in Deadshot, Enchantress for sure, probably Boomerang, and Killer Croc I'd love to get. So very cool, very excited for this. Not too impressed with Joker, but absolutely blown away by the Harley Quinn figure. So there you go, that's my thoughts on the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley Quinn. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think of these figures.